Talkin Money. And here's Jeff Tarbell.
Final segment of the 2-hour show. We still got a pair of ski passes sitting here. Who's of those for?
Those are Darren's. He needs to come by and pick those up in the next
Darren, you got
19 minutes.
You got 19 minutes, Darren, to get to 5244 Madison Avenue. We got your ski passes to Sierra at Tahoe. I mentioned, Nick, that I got just the snow was phenomenal on Thursday particularly. So I did post some. I put on my little helmet cam and did post some. And so I was skiing through one section. This is you'll see it on the footage too. I was skiing through one section. I was just barely doing anything. I just crossed my tips and just went head first right into the snow. And that's on the film there. So if you want to see me take a complete header, you can go to my Facebook page for Jeff Tarbell and find that video posted there from a little skiing from this weekend. So Sierra Tahoe is going to be phenomenal, and we'll get out. We'll do some more Facebook quizzes for stuff there too.
You put that on your Facebook page?
I did, yeah.
You looking for a job, Jeff?
Well, I might be. Why? What did I do wrong?
There's a couple articles here I want to bring to our listeners' attentions.
Okay.
We all familiar with FICO. What about insurance score?
I used to work in the insurance industry. You do get insurance scores. You do get credit scores.
Right.
Okay.
There's an employment credit score.
Okay.
There's even a med FICO.
Medical?
Right, yep, which attempts to predict whether you'll actually pay your doctor bills or not.
Okay.
Now there's a Facebook score.
Oh.
So what this is, there's a company that's actually going online. Let's see, researchers at 3 U.S. colleges say they figured out a way to predict future job success by scoring an applicant's Facebook profile page.
Oh.
So, yeah, they go in there and they kind of take a look at what your profile says, your history, your I guess, things that appeal to you.
Uh-huh.
People were boiled down to what's called a personality score, which may as well be called a Facebook score.
First off, you're a great reader. I know what your profile score is. It's freaking 0.
All right, so here's what it says. You ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Odds are that you pay more for your auto insurance than you should if your credit score is low. How much more, no one knows, because the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that auto insurance companies cannot use your credit score. But what's different, okay, is due to a quirk in the law, Supreme Court nomination proceedings by Robert Bork, video rental records cannot be shared and sold in this manner. So if you go to a video store, they can't share what videos you've done, right? But music, social media posts, blog comments, all of these things are fair game to be sold, shared, jammed into a spreadsheet, and used to raise your insurance rates or your job scores.
Huh?
So here's kind of what's happening. Here's some of the numbers. This is from somewhere on the internet. 45% of employers now use Facebook or Twitter to screen job candidates.
That I believe.
And 35% of them.
Can I? No, hold on.
Yep.
Can I tell you that I've used your face? So, Nick, I saw you with 2 blondes, 3 brunettes, and they were all male. That raises a Facebook score. I mean, can I tell you that I'm using that, or I just have to go in there and just kind of put it in the back of my mind?
This other article does say that actually in some cases it does help someone get a job, because if you say certain things that you do certain community volunteerism,
so the positive stuff
it's on there.
Okay.
35% of employers reported they found content on social networking sites that caused them not to hire the candidate. So here's some of them. Let's see. Provocative or inappropriate photographs or information, 53% of the time.
I'm okay there.
Content about them drinking or using drugs, 44%.
I'm screwed.
They badmouth their previous job, employers, or coworkers.
Chris is screwed.
Poor communication skills.
Well, that would be you.
Discriminatory comments, and they lied about their qualifications. So that's a couple things there. But here's the other part, too. You got a kid, junior, senior in high school getting ready to go to college?
Yes, junior.
Guess what they're using? Colleges are now, let's say, a number of college admission officials are now using Facebook to learn more about an applicant has actually quadrupled in the past year. So the use of the number of colleges that are using Facebook to screen applicants has quadrupled. Okay. So more and more using it.
What's good and bad?
Well, let's see.
Again,
here.
back to the drinking, the drugs, and the...
It's kind of the same thing. Let's see. They're using a term called students' digital literacy skills. So part of it is they're looking at the negatives, but they're also looking at the positives to see how well you use technology and giving you a score based on that.
Oh, I thought maybe that was referring to whether you spelled "your" like you are. So if you always you're an idiot.
You are.
If you spell you are, then your digital score was low.
Right. Well, and you know, I mean, obviously you can block who sees your Facebook page, but for a lot of high school kids, they're not blocking it.
Right.
They're leaving it open for anybody to go in and
read.
What if
if I post something on there that's stupid, I'll just delete it.
Well, here's a here's a problem.
Okay. Why is there always a problem with you?
You got an 8th grader. You got an 8th grader, right?
I got 2 of them.
7th grader.
I got one extra.
You got 2 who are learning how to use 4-letter words and think it's totally cool to paste it on.
I taught them those
on Facebook, right? Let's see here.
Here's one right here for you.
Yeah, middle finger right back at you.
Isn't it a lot better when I'm not the host, you're the host, and I get to sit here and just ridicule you? This is a lot more fun.
Here's the great part. I can walk out the door anytime.
I can too.
All right. So here's you ever heard of a company called Social Intelligence?
No.
Well, you're going to, because you have 3 kids that are junior high and high school.
Yes.
This company actually goes in and let's see here. They are going in and grabbing 7 years of background or historical Facebook postings and saving it. So there's a company now that goes in and I don't know how they do it. They grab the data and save it for up to 7 years.
And
so you get a kid that's in 7th and 8th grade and posting that they're partying or they're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
They become a senior. They clean up their Facebook page, right, because they want to apply to college.
Right.
Companies are going to Social Intelligence and they can look up data from up to 7 years ago on Facebook. So some dangerous part there. It's let's see. There's one other article here. The question becomes: is it legal? Right, okay. Because of some laws that are out there.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you what the law is. It said right here. It's the and actually it's a law that goes back to '86, which I didn't even think there was even an internet. The Stored Communications Act protects internet privacy. I also heard, Chris. By the way, don't think you're off the hook with your 30 minutes in mine and Chris for a lot hour too. We're going to finish up with you today. But I also heard that every single tweet. I might be wrong. Every single tweet is maintained or recorded somewhere, regardless whether you erase it or not. And
I think it's at the Congressional Archives.
Yeah, I was going to say it was some place like very formal. The Congressional Archives. Every tweet that ever goes out, once you put it out, is out, and if you delete it, it just means that someone else can't read it, but it's out. So that's.
Well, and one of the legal issues that they're dealing with is, if you look at the percentage, let's just say that 15% of the workforce is Hispanic. The problem is not all 15% is the same proportion that's on Facebook or on Twitter. So what companies are doing is, let's see, this report here says 77% of hiring managers now use social media sites to check out job candidates. The problem is that a lot of how they do it, they don't have to disclose. So because of this disproportionate use of Twitter and Facebook, what these companies are doing is hiring third-party companies to now do the search, because technically the third-party company does not know the ethnicity or I guess they would once they get on the Facebook page. They'd probably see that information. So anyway, they're hiring these third-party screening companies to do the work. So you go in to get a job at Home Depot, let's just say, and you look great. You're wearing a tie. You're ready to go get the job. You go in there, they interview you, and you don't get the job. They don't have to tell you why. So that's kind of where that issue is. As long as the employer can document that they've used a third party or that they haven't done anything based on religion, sex, marital status, whatever, you never know why you didn't get the job. But it could be because of that posting.
I'm a fat white guy. That's why I didn't get the job.
And you crash on your snow skis.
Right.
So anyway, it's just younger and even people getting back into the workforce. Have somebody look at your Facebook page. Ask yourself, is there any information in there that would tell them something about you that an employer or a college may have an issue with? So something to be aware of.
Good question off the text line. What about all your text messages? Are they maintained by you? Now, I know that this system, right, Chris, this system maintains the text messages for some period of time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know how long?
No clue.
But they're not. I mean, they're just maintained in here. They're not on a public basis. But I don't know.
It's kind of like you text someone else and we get the text from someone else.
Yeah.
So there is a middleman we go to.
Right. So that's got to be stored somewhere as well.
Right.
And I also saw this case here, and this actually was a local case that someone was a juror, and they texted something to the effect of "this is boring" or "this is stupid" or
while they were on jury duty.
While they were on jury duty, this is crazy. I wish I wasn't in here. And now they're thinking about maybe throwing out the entire case, because one of the jurors was putting on Facebook messages.
Well, yeah, they're actually opening it back up and now going back in to see whether or not this could be used as a defense to get these people off because of what the jurors did using Facebook.
So maybe, are we coming to a point? And actually, I think next weekend Mark Drodney is going to be here. Mark wrote a good article in the Business Journal about this stuff and what happens to your social profile when you die or when you leave, and who inherits that, who can run it. What happens to all my iTunes accounts and all the different things. It's pretty amazing because when you leave this planet, your social imprint is still here, and who gets to control that. And there was a very interesting. There was a young man that was killed. I don't know if he was murdered or he died. Oh, I know what it was. There was a kid out in our neighborhood who committed suicide, and his parents were trying to get access to his Facebook account so they could update and do those kind of things. And Facebook said no. Right. You're not. It ain't your account. You're not allowed to go in there. And so it was very interesting what the legacy of all these things that goes on. And what I'm concerned about is not old farts like you and I, who can say whatever we want and it probably doesn't affect us anymore because we're unemployable. But you have young 5th, 6th, 7th graders that are putting out stuff, and if what you say is accurate, which basically means that even if they delete it, it's still stored. Right. I mean, you have now a history, a life history. And I'll tell you right now. I don't want to go back to the fact that I still suck my thumb to this day, but if I posted, things that I posted on as a kid, like my brother used to come in and pee on my door in the middle of the night when he was asleep. Now, I'm not sure that's going to help his job. So, I mean, these are things you don't necessarily want posted for the rest of the time, but you could really hamper a kid's future, and they don't even know it. And so, I mean, and I have a lot of friends that will not let their kids on Facebook, even going into high school, and I'm like, come on, loosen up. But there might be some real logic behind that. Damn it! Someone actually thought more than I did.
Well, Drobny's coming in next week.
Next week, right? Yeah. So we'll talk about that a little bit more as well. So, Chris,
I think I have a great business plan where I create fake Facebook profiles for people that they could use for their interviews or going to college.
Yeah, but the problem
Staying in tonight, nothing for me tonight, studying late.
I read another 300 pages of Tolstoy. This is fascinating. And that's, I mean, and I wish I'd brought that article. There was a councilman who said he was a Marine and said he was decorated in all these different places. And that's what people are doing. They're posting fake resumes about themselves. And so that isn't new. That's been going on for a long time. So we are now toward the end of today's program, and we will finish up with the mind of Christopher Laud on whatever he comes out of his mouth. Let her rip there, son. Okay,
I'm getting pretty sick of these gas prices right now, and to the best of my knowledge, most of this spike has come from commodity trading. They say about
speculator, yep.
Speculation has driven up the price about 60 cents. How can there not be a law about this? I don't know about you guys, but I rely heavily on gas prices for how I get to work, how I get to my other job, and this is putting quite the pinch on what I'm able to buy. So I think whenever the economy starts to get going, gas prices spike and then it slows down. And then it's your fault because we're not drilling. No, it's your fault because there's too many taxes. Well, it's your fault because of this, and then nothing gets solved.
The unforeseen tax on humanity. And the other thing that's in there, and Chris, you bring that up and you joke, but there actually is a movement in Congress right now that can trying to put an end to speculation on oil and gas. So that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. And
which will happen in 2050 when there's no more gas.
Right. And also, there's a little problem in Iran right now between Iran and they distribute a lot of gas too. So that's not helping things either. So there's a lot.
But it doesn't start when it happens. It starts because it might happen.
That's right. It's based on a speculation. And so if you think the house is going to burn down, you buy insurance now. So I mean, these are things that are normal, but yeah, certainly not the instant visualization of our economy going up, up, up. So. Nice work there, Chris. You got anything else to cover there, Nick?
No, we're good to go. Going to go celebrate your 20th wedding anniversary this evening up at Hellway Wineries.
Yep. I did see on the. This is funny. So we mentioned about keeping your digital record, and one of our texters earlier today who texted about the TSA then texted says, "Please go and delete my comment about the TSA." Nope, we already forwarded all your texts to the TSA, Mr. 916224. Right. Be prepared for the rubber glove.
We're all hearing about people getting fired because they said that they were sick, and then they go on the Facebook page and see them out partying, and but trying to tell a 16-year-old kid to watch what he writes on Facebook, and being told that we just don't understand modern day communication styles.
Yeah,
we're old.
They stick with you forever. So that's it. Hey, if you want to follow us on Facebook, and I have no idea what I've posted, I'll try to delete it rapidly. You can find me on the Talkin Money Facebook page. Or my website is jefftarbell.com. Thanks very much, Nick Perjanik. We'll see you next Saturday, everybody. Be cool and get out there. Hey, go do some snow skiing and let's help the economy up there if we would. We'll see you. Be safe. Aloha.